My friends, do you understand the power of your last thoughts before you close your eyes at night? Those final impressions you give to your mind are the seeds your subconscious will water while you sleep. The world may see you resting, but your subconscious never sleeps. It is always at work, shaping your destiny, turning your beliefs into reality. That is why I tell you, guard your final thoughts each night as if they were treasures. For they are the architects of your tomorrow. Before you sleep, stand still, quiet your heart, and affirm with conviction, I am destined for greatness. I am grateful for all I have. I am ready to receive more. Nothing can shake my faith. Nothing can stop my progress. My dreams are already mine. Repeat it, not as empty words, but with faith, because faith is the only force that transforms dreams into reality. Say it with belief, and your subconscious mind will accept it as truth. It will work tirelessly through the night, creating circumstances, attracting opportunities, and building the strength you will need when morning comes. Every night, speak your success into existence. Every night, affirm your power, your purpose, your abundance. And when you rise, the world will rise with you. So remember, say this before you sleep, and watch your life transform. My friends, understand this truth. The mind is like a fertile garden. What you plant before sleep will grow, whether you intend it or not. If you plant doubt, fear, and worry before you close your eyes, you will reap more of the same in the morning. But if you plant faith, gratitude, and vision, you will awaken stronger, clearer, and closer to success. That is why I tell you, make it a nightly ritual. Before sleep, whisper into your mind a command that cannot be ignored. Speak with power. I am calm. I am fearless. I am walking toward my destiny. Abundance is flowing to me. Tomorrow will bring me closer to my dreams. Repeat these words until they sink deep into your subconscious. For repetition with faith builds belief, and belief builds reality. Do not underestimate this invisible force. The world's greatest men and women, inventors, leaders, dreamers, all learned to speak to themselves with faith before the world believed in them. They did not wait for applause. They created it within. And you too can do the same. Say these words nightly. Imprint them on your mind. Soon you will see doors open that you once thought were locked. Remember this. Your subconscious mind never sleeps. While your body rests, your mind is at work, arranging, connecting, and building the reality you feed it. If you give it fear, it multiplies fear. If you give it power, it multiplies power. And the last thought you hold before sleep becomes the seed that grows all night long. This is why I urge you guard your nights carefully. Do not end your day with complaints. Do not carry the failures of today into the promise of tomorrow. Instead, speak life into your spirit. Say with conviction, I am worthy. I am destined for greatness. My dreams are shaping into reality. I attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right path. Let these words be the final music your mind hears before silence. Because in silence, the subconscious goes to work, turning words into faith, faith into action, and action into results. My friends, never forget, what you whisper to yourself at night will shout back at you in the morning. Every empire begins with a single brick. Every fortune begins with a single decision. And every transformation begins with a single thought before sleep. You may say, but Napoleon, can words really change my life? Yes, because words shape belief, and belief is the foundation of action. Before you close your eyes tonight, plant these seeds. I am not a victim of circumstance. I am the creator of my destiny. Tomorrow will unfold in my favor, because I will rise with strength, clarity, and courage. Repeat it not once, but until your heart believes it. Let it sink deep enough to silence every doubt. And when you wake, you will feel a difference. Your mind will be lighter, your heart stronger, your steps more certain. Because you programmed your inner world to lead your outer world. Never underestimate the invisible power of faith spoken into the night. It is the bridge between the world you see and the world you desire. Do you know why so many people remain stuck? It's not because they lack talent. It's not because they lack opportunity. It's because they go to sleep with fear on their mind, and they wake up with fear in their heart. But you are different. Because tonight, you will choose a different story. Say this before you close your eyes. I release every doubt, I forgive every wound, and I welcome tomorrow as a new beginning. I am guided, I am strong, and I am unstoppable. The world responds to the man or woman who believes without hesitation. Faith is not wishful thinking. Your subconscious mind is the silent architect of your destiny. It never sleeps. While you rest, it works tirelessly building, connecting, rearranging the puzzle of your life. But here is the truth. Your subconscious does not judge between truth and lie, success and failure, fear and faith. It simply accepts what you repeat to it, especially before sleep, when your conscious defenses are low. That is why you must guard your final words at night. You cannot go to bed complaining about your problems, replaying your failures, or doubting your worth. Because if you do, you are instructing your subconscious to create more of the same. Instead, plant powerful seeds. Say to yourself, I am capable. I am worthy. I am destined for greatness. Every obstacle is turning into opportunity for me. These words sink deep into your inner mind, where they take root and grow. And soon, you will wake up with a new sense of clarity, a new wave of energy, and a new belief that the world is yours to conquer. Remember, what you whisper to yourself before you sleep becomes the life you live when you wake. Close your eyes tonight, before you sleep, and see the life you want, as if it already belongs to you. Visualization is not daydreaming, it is the rehearsal of destiny. When you create a clear mental picture of success, your subconscious begins to accept it as reality. And once your mind accepts it, your actions naturally align with it. Picture yourself walking into the office with unshakable confidence. Picture yourself receiving that promotion, starting that business, signing that deal. Picture yourself healthy, full of energy, living with purpose and joy. Do this not once, but every night. Because repetition builds belief, and belief builds reality. Napoleon Hill said, "What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." So conceive it tonight, believe it with every fiber of your being, and let your subconscious mind work overnight to turn your vision into action and your action into results. The final thoughts you hold before sleep are like seeds planted in the soil of your subconscious mind. If you go to bed with fear, you water fear. If you go to bed with doubt, you water doubt. But if you go to bed with faith, courage, and determination, you water your dreams. Understand this. Your mind does not rest while you sleep. It keeps working, replaying, processing, and reinforcing what you fed it last. That's why your last 5 minutes before sleep are more powerful than your entire day. So tonight, choose your last thoughts carefully. Whisper to yourself, I am capable. I am worthy. I am unstoppable. Fall asleep with gratitude for what you already have, and faith for what's on its way. When you wake up, you'll rise not with fear, but with fire. Not with doubt, but with direction. Because what you think in the silence of night becomes the strength of your tomorrow. Plant the right seeds tonight and watch your harvest grow tomorrow. Every night, before you sleep, you are programming your mind for the life you will live. Most people don't realize this. They drift into sleep with worry, regret, and fear. And then they wonder why their mornings feel heavy, why their days feel empty. But you are different. You now know that the words you speak before sleep are commands to your subconscious. And your subconscious does not argue. It obeys. it records, it builds. When you say, I am strong, your mind searches for proof. When you say, I am worthy, your spirit begins to believe. When you say, I will succeed, your actions start aligning with success. Affirmations before sleep work because your brain is shifting into a state where suggestions sink deeper. You're bypassing resistance, silencing doubt, and engraving truth into your inner self. Repeat your affirmations every night until they become your default beliefs. Because when belief changes, everything changes. And once your subconscious is convinced, success is no longer a dream, it is your destiny. Gratitude is one of the most powerful vibrations you can fall asleep with. Why? Because gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already present. It transforms your energy from scarcity to abundance. Before you close your eyes tonight, take a moment and say, thank you for my health. Thank you for my mind. Thank you for the opportunities ahead. These simple words create a powerful emotional state. Science has proven that gratitude lowers stress, improves sleep quality, and even strengthens your immune system. But beyond science, gratitude is a spiritual magnet. When you are thankful for what you have, life brings you more to be thankful for. Gratitude makes you receptive to blessings, open to opportunities, and aligned with abundance. So tonight, don't just fall asleep. Fall asleep with a heart full of thanks. Because when you sleep with gratitude, you wake up with power. Each night, as you prepare to surrender to sleep, you hold in your hands the most extraordinary key to shaping your destiny. That key is gratitude. Gratitude is not a polite phrase. It is not a shallow thank you. It is a vibration, a frequency, a mental state that transforms your very being and, in turn, the conditions of your life. What you choose to dwell upon before your eyes close becomes the command you give to your subconscious mind. If you choose anger, resentment, and fear, then those emotions will multiply and you will wake carrying their weight. But if you choose gratitude, you are programming your subconscious with abundance, with peace, with joy. You are declaring to life, I see what is good. I expect what is greater. I welcome the abundance of tomorrow. Understand this. The mind cannot hold gratitude and fear at the same time. The two cannot coexist. Gratitude dissolves fear, dissolves worry, dissolves scarcity. It lifts you above the noise of the world and tunes your spirit to the rhythm of opportunity. When you practice gratitude before sleep, you are not only closing your day with peace, you are opening the next one with power. Let me ask you, how often do you lie awake replaying mistakes, regretting missed chances, or worrying about tomorrow? That habit is poison. It weakens your spirit, clogs the creative channels of your mind, and sabotages the very success you seek. Replace it with a higher habit. As you close your eyes, list 3 things, 5 things, or 10 things you are grateful for in your life. It may be the roof over your head, the breath in your lungs, the food on your table, the people who care for you, or even the strength within you that has carried you through storms. No matter how simple, no matter how small, gratitude multiplies when acknowledged. Why is this practice so powerful? Because the subconscious mind, once given an emotional charge, works tirelessly to create alignment in your outer world. When you go to sleep with gratitude saturating your mind, you are instructing your subconscious to look for more reasons to be grateful. And it will. It will guide you toward people, opportunities, and ideas that mirror the frequency of gratitude you planted. This is not wishful thinking, it is the natural law of mind. What is impressed upon the subconscious is expressed in the physical. Gratitude also rewires the inner dialogue of your life. Instead of saying, I never have enough, you begin to feel, I always have what I need. Instead of saying, I am unlucky, you begin to sense, I am favored by life. And when this shift takes place, your energy changes, your decisions sharpen, and your actions become more courageous. Gratitude is not passive. It is the engine of forward movement. I challenge you. Tonight, when you are alone with your thoughts, speak gratitude into the silence. Say, I am thankful for this day. I am thankful for the lessons it brought. I am thankful for the strength within me, for the opportunities unfolding, for the blessings already on their way. Do not whisper it mechanically. Feel it. Let every word be alive with emotion. If your mind tries to argue, if it says you have nothing to be grateful for, then remember even your ability to think, to breathe, to hope, is a gift. Begin there. The greatest men and women in history all understood this secret. They mastered their minds not by chance, but by choice. They chose gratitude when others chose bitterness. They chose faith when others chose doubt. They chose to see opportunity in every setback, and that choice shaped their destiny. You, too, have that same power. Each night, you can close the chapter of your day, not as a victim of circumstance, but as an author of tomorrow. So tonight, when you lay your head upon your pillow, remember this. Gratitude is not just a prayer, it is a command to your subconscious. It is a magnet pulling abundance toward you. It is the bridge between the life you have and the life you desire. If you cultivate it faithfully, night after night, it will become your shield in times of trouble and your compass in times of confusion. Say this before you sleep. I am grateful. I am blessed. I am ready to receive more. Say it with conviction. Say it with faith. Say it as though your future depends on it, because it does. Every night before you close your eyes, you are holding a sacred key in your hands. That key is the last thought you entertain before sleep. The moment you drift from the conscious world into the silent dominion of dreams, your subconscious mind opens its gates wide. And unlike the conscious mind, it does not argue, it does not doubt, it does not reject, it accepts, it absorbs, it obeys. This is why so many live trapped in cycles of fear and limitation. They go to bed, rehearsing failure, worrying about debts, regretting the past, or fearing the future. And what happens? The subconscious, that fertile soil, takes those seeds and waters them all night. Every night, before you surrender to sleep, you are given a gift, a window of time when the conscious mind begins to loosen its grip, and the subconscious mind, the silent architect of your destiny, becomes open, receptive, and obedient to suggestion. This is why what you do before you close your eyes is far more important than most people realize. Most people end their day with worry, regret, or frustration. They replay failures, mistakes, or arguments, and then they wonder why they wake up burdened, anxious, or unmotivated. What they do not understand is this. The mind does not rest simply because the body does. While you sleep, your subconscious mind continues to work building, creating, and attracting. And it builds with the very material you supply to it right before you fall asleep. Now, imagine instead of feeding your mind with worry, you feed it with vision. Imagine ending your day not with fear, but with a vivid picture of the life you desire. You see yourself already in possession of the health you long for, the success you seek, the peace you crave. You imagine the outcome as if it were already yours, clear, detailed, and emotionally charged. When you do this, you are programming the subconscious mind to work while you sleep, moving you closer to the very reality you imagined. This is no fantasy. This is law. The subconscious mind accepts the images impressed upon it with emotion and works tirelessly to make them real. It does not question. It does not argue. It acts. When you go to bed tonight, close your eyes and construct the scene of your dream fulfilled. See yourself walking into the office you desire, living in the home you envision, standing on the stage of your purpose. Feel the joy, the confidence, the gratitude, as though it has already happened. And here is the secret. The more consistently you do this, the faster your reality begins to align with your vision. Because what you feed your mind at night becomes the blueprint it follows in the day. Your subconscious mind, connected to infinite intelligence, begins to attract the resources, the people, the circumstances that match the picture you held before sleep. It is as though the universe conspires on your behalf because you dared to see it first within. But let me warn you, this requires discipline. You cannot do it once and expect results. You must practice night after night, refusing to go to sleep with negative images. It takes effort to choose faith over fear, vision over doubt, possibility over despair. Yet if you master this, you will harness a power greater than anything you've known, the power to shape reality itself. Those who dared to imagine became the ones who reshaped the world. And the best time to impress such vision upon the mind is in that sacred space before you drift into slumber. So tonight, do not waste that moment. Do not let your mind wander aimlessly into fear. Seize it, direct it, command it. Let your last thoughts be of triumph, gratitude, and vision. And as you drift into the realm of dreams, know this. Your subconscious is already working to make your vision your reality. When you awaken, you will rise not as a prisoner of circumstance, but as the architect of destiny. Because the pictures you plant before sleep become the life you reap in waking hours. Think of the moments before sleep as a sacred appointment with yourself. A time when no one else's opinions matter, no one else's noise enters your mind, and you are free to design your destiny without interference. If you use those moments carelessly, your future will be shaped by randomness. But if you use them deliberately, your future will be shaped by intention. Ask yourself each night, what do I want my subconscious to work on while I sleep? Do I want it to replay failures? Or do I want it to build solutions? Do I want it to magnify fear? Or do I want it to multiply courage? Every night you are the director of the mind's theater, and the story you play out before sleep becomes the script of your tomorrow. Here is a practical method. As you lie in bed, slow your breathing, let your body relax, and then begin to craft a mental movie, not in fragments but in full detail. If you desire wealth, do not merely think of money. See yourself handling it. Hear the sounds around you. Feel the confidence it gives you. If you desire health, see yourself walking strong, running free, living without pain. If you desire love, see the joy of companionship, the warmth of connection. And above all, saturate these images with gratitude, as though they are already yours. Do not underestimate this practice. The greatest obstacle most people face is not lack of opportunity, but lack of vision. And when you give your subconscious a clear and emotionally charged vision before sleep, you are planting seeds in the most fertile soil of the mind. Seeds that, when nurtured nightly, will grow into circumstances, events, and outcomes that astonish even you. Repetition is the chisel that carves destiny. Every great achievement, every monumental breakthrough, every towering success was not built by chance, it was built by repetition. Not once, not twice, but again and again, until thought became belief, and belief became reality. And the most powerful moment to practice this repetition is not during the noise of the day, but in the silence of the night just before you sleep. Why? Because the conscious mind grows weary as the day ends. It begins to quiet down. The critical voice that argues, doubts, and questions starts to fade. And when that gatekeeper grows tired, your subconscious stands open, ready to receive. In those sacred minutes before sleep, what you repeat, what you impress, what you whisper to yourself, enters deep into your mental soil, unchallenged and unopposed. Think of it like this. Your mind is a field. Throughout the day, seeds are scattered. Some of hope, some of fear, some of confidence, some of doubt. But at night before sleep, you hold the power to choose which seeds to deliberately plant. And if you repeat them consistently, every night, the subconscious begins to water them, nurture them, and bring them to life. If you want confidence, do not say it once. Say it daily. If you want abundance, do not think it occasionally. Think it nightly. If you want peace, do not imagine it once a week. Imagine it every evening until it becomes your truth. This is the law of mental repetition. Whatever you impress upon the subconscious, over and over again, with emotion, becomes fixed as part of your character. Consider why habits rule lives. A habit is nothing more than repeated action until it becomes automatic. The same principle governs thought. A repeated thought, carried with emotion, becomes a belief. And belief is nothing more than a thought you have repeated enough times that it becomes unquestionable in your mind. So imagine this. Each night before you close your eyes, you repeat a statement of power. You tell yourself, I am worthy of success. I am destined for greatness. I attract opportunities and act with courage. At first, your conscious mind may laugh. It may argue, saying, that's not true. But repetition silences doubt. Repetition drowns resistance. Repetition engraves truth into the subconscious until even the conscious mind must bow to it. And here is the secret. Emotion is the fire that makes repetition effective. To say words without feeling is like planting seeds in dry soil. But to say them with conviction, with passion, with belief, even if the belief is not yet complete, is to water them with life. Repetition plus emotion equals transformation. Many people fail because they give up too quickly. They repeat their affirmations for a week, then stop. They visualize for a month, then grow impatient. But the subconscious does not work on demand. It works on persistence. Just as water smooths stone, just as the tide shapes the shore, repetition shapes the mind. Night after night, drop by drop, word by word, image by image, you sculpt your destiny. Think of children learning to walk. They fall not once, not twice, but hundreds of times. Yet, through repetition, they master the skill. They do not surrender to failure because their subconscious is programmed by persistence. Why then, as adults, do we stop repeating the very thoughts that can lift us? Why do we give up when transformation is within reach? Let this truth sink deep into you tonight. Your future is written in the repetitions you make before you sleep. Each night is an opportunity to write new programming into your mind. Each night is a chance to wash away the doubts of the day and plant the seeds of tomorrow's triumph. Say it again and again. I will succeed. I will rise. I will overcome. Whisper it until it feels real. Declare it until your subconscious accepts it as fact. And when you wake, you will feel the quiet pull of new strength guiding you because repetition has already begun its work. Remember, the world does not shape your destiny first. Your repeated thoughts do. The repetition of fear creates a fearful life. The repetition of doubt creates hesitation. But the repetition of faith creates miracles. The repetition of courage builds leaders. The repetition of victory engraves champions. So tonight and every night, take control of this sacred moment. Do not surrender it to idle thoughts or anxious worries. Use it with intention. Use it with power. Use it to impress upon your subconscious the destiny you are determined to live. Never underestimate the force of repetition, for in its quiet persistence lies the invisible power to take an ordinary life and turn it into an extraordinary one. What you repeat becomes who you are, and who you are shapes the destiny you create. Repeat, believe, sleep, and awaken to the reality you have built with your own thoughts. There is a moment in the quiet of the night when the world falls silent and you are left alone with your thoughts. That is when the true workshop of your mind begins. Most people do not understand this hidden power, but I tell you with certainty, your mind is most open, most impressionable, in those last few minutes before you drift into sleep. This is where the law of autosuggestion becomes your greatest ally. Whatever you feed your subconscious at that delicate hour becomes the seed that grows overnight, shaping your beliefs, your emotions, and your actions when you awaken. Just as fertile soil receives a seed and brings forth life, your subconscious receives words, images, and commands and brings them into reality. Now, understand this truth. Your subconscious does not argue with you. It does not ask whether your words are true or false, whether your visions are possible or impossible. It simply accepts what you give it, like clay waiting for the sculptor's hands. That is why the careless man who falls asleep replaying his failures, his fears, his anger, wakes up carrying the same burdens, and the wise man who whispers faith, confidence, and prosperity to himself before sleep awakens with new strength, new courage, and new determination. What, then, should you do? Speak to yourself before sleep, not idle chatter, not complaints, but powerful affirmations. If you say, I am weak, I am unlucky, I am nothing, your subconscious will obey and you will live out those words. But if you declare, I am strong, I am favored, I am destined for greatness, your subconscious will also obey. And the unseen forces of life will move in harmony with those words. Let me give you an example. Imagine a man struggling with debt. Each night he lies in bed worrying about his bills. His last thought before sleep is fear. I will never get out of this hole. And so, his subconscious accepts it, strengthens it, and presents him with more despair the next day. But imagine another man in the same condition. He lies down, closes his eyes, and says, I see myself debt-free. I see abundance flowing into my life. I see myself working with joy, attracting opportunity, and living in peace. He repeats it night after night. His subconscious begins to create new ideas, new courage, new opportunities. And in time, his reality changes. You may say, but isn't that just imagination? My friend, imagination is the workshop of the mind. Every building, every invention, every fortune ever made first existed in imagination. And when you combine imagination with repetition, spoken with faith, it becomes autosuggestion, a command to your subconscious. So I urge you, do not waste the sacred minutes before sleep. Turn them into your private meeting with destiny. Write down affirmations that reflect the life you want. Speak them softly, as if planting seeds into the soil of your mind. Never forget, the world outside of you is only a mirror of the world inside of you. If you fill your subconscious with weakness, you will see weakness in life. The choice is yours. Each night you hold the brush, and your subconscious is the canvas. Paint with fear, and you will live in shadows. Paint with faith, and you will live in light. Remember this. The last thought before sleep is the first architect of your tomorrow. Guard it well. Direct it wisely, and you will see miracles unfold where others see only impossibility. But let me warn you, autosuggestion is not a toy, it is a tool. And like every tool, it can build or it can destroy. If you allow fear, anger, jealousy, or resentment to dominate your nightly thoughts, you are commanding your subconscious to reproduce more of the same. That is why unhappy people often sink deeper into misery. They are unknowingly practicing negative autosuggestion. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this. Many will hear these words and say, that cannot be enough. Life is too complex for a few affirmations to change it. Yet those same people will spend their last moments of the day worrying, complaining, or replaying past pain. And without realizing it, they are hypnotizing themselves into failure. I tell you this truth. The human mind is always being programmed. The question is, who is doing the programming, you or your fears? If you do not take command of your last thoughts before sleep, your fears will gladly take the throne. But if you rise above, if you take those precious minutes and plant visions of health, wealth, love, and courage, then your subconscious will become your greatest ally, working while you rest, shaping while you dream, building while you sleep. So tonight, when you lay your head upon the pillow, remember, you are not simply going to sleep, you are entering the meeting hall of your destiny. Speak wisely. Speak with faith. Speak with vision. For your words will echo into your tomorrow, and your tomorrow will bow to your words.